Now, forecast first on Color 10 News.
It is a cold, wet, and kind of windy night out there. Here's a look at the rain. It is really setting up now. Just a steady, light to moderate rain over just about all of the area east of I-49. In areas to the east here along Highway 63, it's been drier there this evening. The rain's going to fill in here too as we push deeper into the night tonight. It's in the 40s right now. When you factor in the gusty winds that we have currently in Springfield, it actually feels like 40. And temperatures are only going to drop overnight tonight. In fact, to start off our Thursday, it's going to be about 43. It's going to be wet still, and it's going to be breezy. Now, we will kick the rain out, and clouds look to thin out as we work in the afternoon. It will be windy, though, with gusts over 30 miles per hour and highs up near 60. Beautiful pattern setting up in time for the weekend. More on that coming up. Color 10 News at 9 starts now.
You're watching Color 10 News at 9 on Z in high definition.
More rain is coming down across the Show Me state right now, and those in the St. Louis area are preparing for the worst. 5 people have died in Missouri flooding, and several towns have sustained damage along the Merrimack River in a suburb of St. Louis. Thousands of sandbags are protecting about 50 homes and several businesses in Eureka. And a levee is bulging at the seams in nearby Valley Park, where many residents have evacuated.
Meanwhile, dangerous flooding in northeast Arkansas to show you as well. The police chief of Pocahontas says 9 levees there have been breached. The National Weather Service issued a flash flood emergency, urging those in the area to seek higher ground immediately. The Black River in Pocahontas there broke a record for flooding overnight. Officials in areas downriver are warning residents there to start packing now and be prepared to leave.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jennifer Keelman.
Yes, we're glad to have you along here on the 9 o'clock news. I'm David Oliver. MoDOT says more than 230 roads remain closed tonight in Missouri because of all the flooding, including major interstates. Interstate 55 up in St. Louis is shut down. Also, I-44, it's closed from Interstate 270 to Route 100 near Pacific. And officials say taking I-70 as a detour is the safest option.
We strongly recommend anyone trying to cross a river to stay tuned to our traveler information map, to stay updated on lane closures in that area in particular, to have a full tank of gas, and have your bag packed with a plan, because it may take you a long time to cross the river.
Blair estimates the detour in St. Louis is taking up to 2 hours to go about 30 miles.
And the governor of Arkansas has called for the National Guard to help with evacuations and rescues in heavily flooded areas in northeast Arkansas. Governor Asa Hutchinson says there have been more than 500 evacuations so far, and at least 27 counties have declared emergency situations.
Currently, we have 108 Arkansas National Guard that's deployed. Of those, we also have 25 National Guard vehicles that are prepared for high water rescue as needed. We currently have 7 fatalities in Arkansas, and 1 child is still being looked for.
Several communities in Arkansas are still under a flash flood warning until tomorrow morning.
And in tonight's Consumer Watch news at 9 o'clock, after heavy rainfall and widespread flooding, many homeowners certainly have found themselves dealing with a flooded out basement. Color 10's Jennifer Abreu found out today what damage a homeowner's policy can cover and if you should consider flood insurance yourself. Jennifer?
Yes, David, a cleaning and restoring company tells me they are seeing damage in homes all across the area, and it might not be clear what all a homeowner's insurance will cover. And then there's the myth that not everyone can get flood insurance, which I found out today is not true.
A little bit of Monday, a little bit Tuesday, we had a break.
But more rain coming down Wednesday.
It did not help at all.
Means more work for cleaning and restoring companies.
We've received over 100 jobs, and probably 60 to 70% of those jobs will be flooded basements.
You can be covered by your homeowner's insurance if you have an endorsement in your policy covering sump pump failure or backed up sewers.
For instance, sometimes the city sewers become too overwhelmed and it will back up and go back into the home. That would be covered.
But if the water is coming from the outside, seeping through the home's foundation,
surface water is traditionally always excluded.
You'd better have flood insurance.
Flood insurance is actually covered by FEMA.
But insurance agents can help you with the process.
We would go online to FEMA.com and we would work through all of the necessary steps.
And despite the myth, you don't have to live in a floodplain to get flood insurance.
You can absolutely get it. Traditionally, because of the cost, it can sometimes be prohibitive or not necessary.
If you live in a flood risk area, a mortgage owner might even require it.
Obviously, the closer you are to a flooding prone area, the more expensive the cost.
It's hard to determine who will need flood insurance.
There's times when some of them will leak, and there's times when they'll leak one time and one time only.
But if you have a basement,
It's not a matter of if it'll leak, it's when it will leak.
the professional advice is
To look into having the sump pump endorsement.
And according to the National Flood Insurance Program here in Greene County, 366 flood policies were in effect as of February, and the cost varies depending on the area, construction date of the home, and property value, and your insurance agent can help you get those exact numbers.